Hi, friends. It's Allison. Welcome back to AJ's Inspired Life. You guys, where has the time gone? Where has the time gone? It is March 1st today, and I realize I have not posted I have not posted a video on choosing my item of the month next month. And my glue is stuck. I know that's a surprise for some of you. You guys, if you've been playing along, I'm so grateful and I appreciate it so much. And it's been such a hoot. If you're new here, welcome. If you're not new, you know I started this challenge almost a year ago. We're almost at the year mark. And I decided I wanted to try and use some things in my room, in my stash supply, basically, to try and use it up more. Things that I don't normally reach for in my daily journal. So, I made a list and I have been choosing one like randomly every month. And since I made that list, you guys have had other suggestions. I've had some other ideas like to add to the list, which I haven't added yet. I've kept the original list. So, but I choose it at the beginning of the month and I haven't chosen one yet for March because I am not ready for March yet. But let's do it. Today is literally the first. I'm going to film this and I'm going to post it today for you guys, for those of you playing along, because some of you are a little bit more organized than I am. So here's the original setup. I know it is very techy. So I have just a notebook that I write in, and then I put my ideas down on little scraps of paper and put them in here. So let's go through the original list first. Let's look what we had. And I obviously have other things in here and I should probably here it is. Okay. The green paper clip. So I originally had 19, items and yeah. Okay. You can see me. Okay. Perfect. So those items originally were washi, die cuts, printables, and the highlighted ones we've already done. So, watercolors, stamps, that's this month or this last month. That was February. And well, I can talk more about that in detail too. By no means, some of these are supplies and some of this is stash that you would actually use up, if that makes sense. So stamps is like a supply, right? Like even if I use this every day, like I'm not going to use it up. But I even found with my stamps, there's no way I would use anywhere close to my collection of stamps. So it's just been a little interesting and eye-opening as we've gone through some of this stuff. Like there's just a lot that I never reach for. So anyway, okay, so watercolor, stamps, magazines. Again, that was a fun one. But again, I by no means even made a dent in my cutout magazine stuff. Stickers, same thing. Punches. Now, punches is something that is like a supply, like another item, right? So we did have lots of punches that were already punched out, but I did get out my punches and I have continued to buy more. This is a new one, but I really enjoyed using the punches. But again, they don't go anywhere. Your supply doesn't decrease. Your space that you're holding things doesn't decrease. So it's been interesting figuring out like what I want to reach more for or what. Number 9 is Happy Mail. I cannot wait for that one. I'm going to put Juju on that one right now because I have so much Happy Mail and I want to reorganize my Happy Mail. I have a bucket of Happy Mail. I have a box of Happy Mail and I've tended to kind of keep it separate. But other times I open up Happy Mail and I put it with the things it goes with. For an example, this little washi just came in Happy Mail, and instead of putting it in my Happy Mail box, I put it with my washi tape, right? And I would like to do that. It doesn't make sense for me to keep a box of Happy Mail stuff because I don't remember like if that washi's in there. I want to receive Happy Mail and kind of disperse it into where I would look for it. So I'm waiting until I pull that prompt to actually kind of reorganize that system. It's not a great system as it is, so it's okay. Ephemera, again, that was just like the tip of the iceberg of my box of ephemera. And we also had interesting discussions on that one, if it was like what if I had used that word correctly. Anyway, stencils was fun, although a lot. That was a heavy one. That was a not heavy, but like a harder one for me to use. Quotes, that was really fun. That was my first one. Quotes was a really fun one to pull. Clusters, oh my gosh, I cannot wait for clusters as well. Embossing was fun. Again, using a supply, so not necessarily taking away from my stash, if you will. Ribbon and trim. Oh, I'm sorry. Sticker books was next. Sticker books. Again, I have at least 30 sticker books, which is different than stickers. And so again, barely making the, you know, a scrape off the top of it, but it is fun to use them more. I really enjoyed that one. Ribbon and trim. That one will be a really fun one. Bit box. Oh my gosh. I have a box over to my right, again, if you're new here, that started off as a little box, you know, for random things that don't want to go into a bigger box. Like it started off like this would have gone into the bit box. Okay. It's now like a box this big with 3 boxes in it. So I need to just work from that, essentially, is what that prompt is for. We had words. Words was really fun. But again, just like not even a dent in my collection of words. Markers will be fun. But again, that's a supply, which I have plenty around me. But I don't sometimes reach for them as much as I would like on my pages, like to journal or to decorate or to something like that. So I want to encourage myself to do that. And then I started writing a few more here, and I have a list here of other ones that we'll add when the time comes. So, eek. Okay, we should have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 items left in our box. Okay, so let's double check. This is like out of the trash box. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, here we go. Here's the moment of truth. So, you know, again, if you've been here, you know what's going to come out of my mouth. But everyone always says, and I do get a little nervous, and I love you guys when you're like, I was nervous for you. Yes, I could repick this. I could film this 20 times until I got the one I wanted. But I'm really not going to do that. I really do enjoy the challenge. And again, I want to use them up. I put them on the list for a reason. And so we'll see. So I just kind of do this, and then I bring it up. I can't see. It's like literally above like my eyesight, and I can't see it. You guys can kind of see in there, hopefully. And so we'll just kind of mix them around and turn it. I don't know. Let's go. Okay, let's pick one. And then you guys get to see it before me. So I'll hold it up here. And then there it is. Did I pick a good one? Let me see. Markers. Okay. That's an okay one. There it is. Excuse my really gross nails. Okay, markers it is. Again, I have so many markers. Markers will be fun. The reason I like to pull it before I make my journal for the next month, which is going to be March, obviously. Oh, that's kind of fun. It's like markers in March. That's kind of fun. The reason I like to pull it beforehand is because it may, and I don't necessarily think so maybe with markers, but it may influence the pages I choose or how I make my journal, if that makes sense. Okay. So for an example, stencils was probably a good one. I think I tried to use maybe plainer paper on there, knowing I was going to be stenciling some of those backgrounds, if that makes sense. So, okay, markers is fun. So then we just turn to this other little list I made. I started highlighting them here, obviously, but then I wanted to see kind of the order. So I did start last April, and then, you know, I've listed them this way. Okay. So we'll get out our pen and we'll write markers down. Markers for March. That's exciting. Oops, my pen is not working. There it goes. Markers. Okay. Now I have not done a full review. So, I think I showed you all like my magazine collection. I did not do a full stamp review of like all my stamps. If you guys would still like to see that, I did get out quite a few, and I showed you probably 30 things of stamps I have. I have probably at least 50 more, 100 more maybe in my cupboard. I don't know if I'm willing to, I don't know. And that's an interesting conversation to have, right? Because am I using those stamps? Well, the answer is clearly no, I'm not using those stamps. The answer is, will I use those stamps? Do I need to keep those stamps? If not, what do I do with the stamps? So that's also the other dialogue kind of going on in this process is do I need everything in my craft room? Like, is it time to let some of that go? And so stamps would be definitely one of them. And some of them are just sentimental. I don't know another word for it. Like, or I think they're worth more than they are just because it meant something to me, or I paid a lot for it at the time. You know all of that. But then I go to the thrift store and I find it for $2, and it's like, oh my gosh. So I have not shown you all my stamps. If you'd like to see my markers, that is probably a workable like showcase of markers. So I will probably do that. I've tried to do it for each of these, is what I'm saying. I've tried to show you my current supply of the item that we're using. Okay, so that's that. So, okay, the item of the month for March 2025 is markers. It's okay. We're going to do it. It's actually a fun one and a good one. So there's lots of ways to do it, and it's actually very transportable. Is that even a word? I don't even know. Like, easy to take a pouch of markers with you. So if I did want to take my journal out or up to the living room or something like that, it's easy to do. And markers is also easy to do at the beginning of the page, during your writing of a page, or even after your page, and like go back in and decorate with markers. So markers is a super, super easy one. So looking forward to markers in March. All right. You guys, as always, please let me know if you're playing along. We are trying to use the hashtag that I don't even have out on my desk. See, I'm not very good at this whole like YouTube hashtag thing. I will post it on the picture maybe. I don't know. It's AJ's item of the month. IOTM. IOTM. Yes. Because in one of my journals I read it wrong. So there you go. Just because item of the month, I literally don't have it here, you guys. I got it out to show. Yeah. I don't. Item of the month brings up a whole bunch of other things. So if you want to see what other people are using just for this challenge, or how people are using it just for this challenge, please use AJ's item of the month. Here, we'll use a marker and we'll write it right here. How about that? How about that? Maybe that's what we're supposed to do. It's this. AJ's item of the month. Okay? So use that hashtag and we will be able to find each other. Okay? Wherever you post, if you post. And if not, I just love reading the comments and seeing like, oh, it was fun to do this and I tried this, and just love hearing your experience with it as well. So I appreciate you guys playing along and your support in it. So let me know your thoughts. What are your thoughts? Do you already use markers? Some of you use markers really well. That's why it was kind of like an inspiration for me, because I don't use them very well, I don't think. And so you using them gives me ideas, and I want to try and get better at it. So there it is. Have a great day, you guys. Thanks for watching, and happy March. Here we go. Let's have a good one. Have a great day, and I hope you find something today that inspires you. Take care.